Welcome to Nerdy For, the podcast where I, Amy Brown, ask interesting people what they're nerdy for. I am here. We have our first repeat guest. I am here. I am here with Matthew English.
Hello. Hi, Amy Brown.
Hi, Matthew English. And so I know I've already had 2 episodes released in the new year, but this is the first podcast we're recording in the new year.
You're spoiling the magic.
Sorry, the magic, behind the curtain is an old man who's lying to you, and his name is Amy Brown. I brought Matthew back on because I did a bunch of videos for the holidays with Matthew.
We did. We tried. You threatened to me that we would do 12, and it was a threat.
You rolled your eyes really hard.
I didn't mean to. You just caught it on camera.
You have gay eyeballs. You can't control them.
She's like, we should do this 12 times. I was like, oh my God, so much work. And then
you have jazz hand eyeballs.
She immediately called me out. Yeah, we had a lot of fun decorating around Amy's house, and then we went to a Christmas market in Atlanta.
I know, right? I really love Christmas, and I actually never asked you how you feel about Christmas, and then you told me about like it was your first Christmas since your mom died that you're decorating, and I felt really bad.
I love that you're just like, I never asked him about any of his feelings on what we're doing. I just demanded.
I only child it.
Didn't
Real
ask.
hardcore.
I was like, actually, Christmas is super traumatic, but yeah, no, sure, I'll tap you on camera for you.
Oh God.
I'll dance if you need me to.
How often do you probably act happy so much of your life?
Here's the thing, Matthew. She was using you to replace a son. You could have used her to replace a mom. You just didn't take the opportunity.
No, but she's also but I refer to her as my comedy wife. It's too late to revert to mom.
Wow.
Yeah, we've already slept in the same bed on tour.
We did, and we do crop the other 2 people who shared that bed with us out of that photo because we're the sexiest 2 in that photo.
Matthew, what's it like to sleep in a room full of 3 women and you're the only dude?
Everyone was amazed. So we were at a comedy festival, and our
North Carolina Comedy Festival. Shout out.
We
love it.
Our room became the party room because you remember, like, Sammy had her own room.
Sammy had her own room. She needs alone time, and I support her in that.
I do too. And someone else had their own room, but everyone piled into our room to watch Scream, Scream 1 and Scream 2. And I was like, guys, I'm so tired. I need a nap. And Sammy was like, oh, I've got that single room upstairs. Go upstairs. I was like, no, I can sleep through anything. And I did.
You grew up in a sorority house or something. If you can, like, all that female energy, and you could totally, and it lulled you to sleep like a baby in a bassinet. Oh wait, your brother's gay and you have a sister. Wait, okay, I'm doing the math.
The whole family likes dick. And
my family has dicks.
We should. No, wait, no, that's inappropriate. Okay. Bring them together.
Swapsies.
That's the wife swap we need in 2024. But so I can literally, if I'm horizontal, I'm asleep. Like it's
That's how tired you are.
I'm sleepy.
Matthew, that makes me nervous for you. Are you safe behind the wheel? If
he said horizontal.
Yeah.
He's not like laying down and driving.
Do not pimp your ride, okay? Do not lean your
just me and
back.
No,
you're gonna fall asleep driving your car.
I drive completely upright, rigid, 10 and 2 with the seat warmer turned on as high as it'll go, just roasting me from
You're
the
trying
back.
to prevent your boyfriend from getting pregnant by boiling your eggs.
just a nice sear on my backside is what I'm looking for.
The older I get, the more I love a seat heater.
Oh, it's beautiful.
My sciatica's barking. If you exercise and you get in your car and you drive 30 minutes, which is what you have to do in Atlanta to go anywhere, and you try to get out. I'm 47. I just turned 47. When I try to get out of the car, I stiffen up and then I limp for a little bit.
Yeah.
And the seat heater helps me with my back.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Let's talk about, I want to talk about the new year and feelings and aging, and we're all going to die. And children grow up and they leave the house.
Oh, so we're keeping it real light.
Yeah. Tight that his mom passed this year, and then we're going to talk about how everyone dies. Matthew, how do you feel about the fact that everyone dies?
How do I feel about the fact that everyone dies?
Sorry.
Can I plug Gabby Watts for a second? Because so after the first roast show I did after my mom died, Gabby Watts was on, and a lot of people were like, Matthew English is so nice, I've got no jokes about him. Next. And then they like move down the dais. Gabby Watts gets up, she goes, and she got to her little, section of jokes about me, and she's like, well, Matthew English is here, and he's really familiar with roast because his mom was cremated earlier this year. which was just brutal, and I loved it. But I
Yes.
brought a friend, my gym mom.
Oh,
so at the
okay.
time
You
I was
got
just
a lot of moms.
I do have a lot. I
or
have
wives.
wives, moms. It's a whole polygamist nonsense happening in my life.
It's 2024. You get to do whatever you
I can do
want
whatever I
with
want.
your imaginary
But my
moms.
gym
and wives
mom,
and girlfriends.
Diane, shout out to Diane, love Diane. She goes to the same gym I go to and now I work at. But I brought Diane to that roast and she was like, "You did great, honey, but where's that girl Gabby? I want to fight her." I was like, "Oh my God, Diane, no,
No,
she's my friend."
that's a good joke. That's
It's
a good joke.
Oh, the other jokes were great too. Do you want to hear the others?
Yes.
Gabby's great.
Well, I guess the other one that was my favorite. I don't know if you guys can see how vascular I am. I'm very
So for
veiny.
people who are listening, Matthew
Oh,
English
people are listening.
is
I forget-
all veins and tendons and intentions and is that guilt under here? You can see right
And-
through his skin.
So Gabby was like, I don't know if you guys know, but like Matthew's lost a lot of weight and he's gotten into fitness in this last year. He's looking really vascular, so it's gonna be really embarrassing if he fails another suicide attempt.
Oh my God.
Gabby's so good. I'm
And
producing.
Diane was like, I'm gonna fight her. But also,
Yeah.
to tell my own joke, because Gabby and I Gabby is my comedy kindred spirit, and that's why I love her to pieces. But like when I see her, when we're on a set list like right next to each other, I'm like, you should probably break us up because like
It's too much.
we can both be so dark and so dirty from different energy levels, but dark and dirty, and. But I love her to pieces. So the roast joke I wrote about her, I now use in my set. My joke was, like Gabby's birthday is Halloween, so everyone, and she kind of has like a spooky vibe if you know her. I was like, so everyone assumes her favorite holiday is Halloween, but it's not. Her favorite holiday is actually Arbor Day, and she celebrates by driving around the city and looking for trees with limbs strong enough to hang herself from. We're like suicide jokes.
Does she had
That's also good.
suicidal ideation.
And if we have a weird like parallel thinking joke,
This is so dark. Happy 2024, everyone. Strap in.
What is my joke? My joke is I've threatened to kill, or I've tried to kill myself twice, but you know what they say, third time's the charm. And Gabby, while talking about like, she'll like lead into it talking about like being in comedy, being in, working in, the entertainment industry. She'll lead into that. Or she'll start with that usually and then like leads into this punchline where she's like, and that's why I call myself a triple threat because I've threatened to kill myself 3 times. We both have this like threes and suicide parallel thinking moment. And then we both have these suicide jokes about each other at this roast.
Oh my gosh, y'all are too funny. I mean, that's like
You're dark. Yeah.
It's you have to laugh, right? Because it's our way for our brains to get close to something and not let it be so scary. It kind of cuts it down. It's like when you have a bad thought and you write it in a journal and you look at it, it takes the power away. And I think laughing at stuff that's terrible
Well, and-
helps cut it down a notch.
And I've had people tell me like that my suicide jokes made them. Well, no, not people. I shouldn't just say people. My family. My family has told me that like the jokes about suicide make them uncomfortable because like they were
They're
a lot of
so
them were
worried about you.
They were so worried
Should
about
we
me.
be worried about you?
No, I'm
Okay.
fine. But
Okay.
Also, it's your suicide. You get to make jokes about it.
thank you. Right? And but I've had strangers come up to me after shows and tell me like thank you for talking about it. I think a lot of times for a lot of people, humor is how they process things, and it is a jumping off point for a conversation. So even if my joke did upset you or offend you for whatever reason, never my intention to it. I pretty much go about all my comedy without the intent to offend anybody ever. I don't. That's not the game
That's
I
not your
play.
energy.
That's not my energy. I don't do
No.
that, and which is why gay audiences hate me. But another story. But like, okay, yeah. So let's talk about that. Like, let's talk about why that joke offended you. Like, what about it? It's like why is this a topic you think shouldn't be joked about?
When you point a finger
let's-
at someone else, you got 3 or 4, depending how many fingers you have in your life, coming back at you.
yeah, we don't want to.
Has anyone ever come up to you and asked, like, if that was like a lie or if you made up the suicide joke? Like,
Oh, maybe if it wasn't authentic, maybe.
well, because
Like, and then you're punching down instead of punching yourself.
You know what the lie is? I wrote that joke and then did attempt a third time, failed a third time.
gotta update this joke, baby.
I'm gonna wrap you in like
Also,
bubble
saying
wrap.
a fourth time isn't as funny as third. That's,
Third time's the charm's the same.
That's a
So
funnier.
you got to keep it
Yeah.
there.
It is
That's-
funnier. Amy's like, how about we don't joke about suicide?
How we don't?
3 times, because if you're joking about it and then you do it again, that makes me feel like you're not on the other side of it.
I mean, we talked about this in his last episode.
Yeah.
You know, depression doesn't go away from a
Yeah.
failed suicide attempt.
Fourth, so third is the charm. Fourth
time's
is the
Fourth is
barn.
okay. We'll see what happens next time.
We got to do a bunch of rhymes
Fourth
now.
time, and I need a new hobby.
Yeah. Well, no, because when I used to do stand up, I would talk about my heart attack that I had. And then I would more often than not, no one was like, that's offensive. More often than not, people would be like, that's so crazy. How'd you come up with that joke? And I was like, oh, I had a heart attack in like my 20s because I overdosed on cocaine. And they're like, why would you say that?
Well, yeah.
like
why would you
keep
bring
your
it up?
shame in your box.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't want their shame and stuff, which I was like, I get it, but you know, I'm not doxing anybody. I'm not like, this guy, I looked up his medical history. He had a heart attack. It's just like, no, but you get to talk about your own stories.
I agree. I have a question for the team. What shame do you have around the holidays? Ooh, that's a page turner.
Shame around the what do you mean?
You
Like,
share yours first?
I like to. Okay, I had probably 5 to 10 turkey sandwiches within a 24-hour period. I got turkey sandwiches for my birthday, and then
Your
they
shame
were.
is eating and being a hungry?
Well, I also drank vodka with it.
Oh, that's
oh, I don't.
Did you have it like that? So I was like,
my
this is
holiday
not
shame.
sustainable. Is to eat this many sandwiches, and like I would just eat a sandwich, be full, feel my tummy full, and be like, "There's another turkey sandwich in the refrigerator. I think I can do one more." With potato chips, because I'm not a monster.
Yeah. ADHD. I know I keep talking about how you have ADHD, but ADHD is heavily linked to really poor impulse control and addiction issues. So
Oh,
yeah,
the cool
Whoopsie
kids.
daisy.
yeah.
Poor impulse control.
I don't know if I had any like shame over the holidays of like something I did. My holidays were pretty low key. We went up to my girlfriend's family's house, and it was also it was her first Christmas after her dad passed. So it was also just a lot of
Spooning.
well, yeah,
holding.
just spooning. All of the family, all of her family has a different way of grieving, and so like just the different manifestations of it. So it was just me being like, I'm just here to be here and help. Is there anything I can do?
Are you tired from that? Because if you, or you have like a lot of energy for caregiving.
I was tired after we talked. After we were all on our way back, and she was like, "Oh, one of my friends is doing this get together." I was like, "I want to sit at the house and have to do nothing for anybody for a few days. Like
Yeah.
I want to watch TV, play video games, or like catch up on work, but I want it all to be." And she understood it. We were there for like 6 days too.
How many? So yeah, I needed to be alone for 3 days after the holidays. I was unfortunately not alone. I was on a trip with people, and so I just looked like a zombie. And they probably thought there was something wrong with me, but
Nothing's wrong with you ever. No, and to clarify, this wasn't the first Christmas since my mom passed, but this was what we were talking about while decorating. This is the first Christmas I decorated, because Christmas was my mom's holiday, so my mom passed in 2020. But every year we always traveled because my sister has babies, so we always traveled to her.
that's a good to make a new normal.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
and so I was living with my dad, so we just didn't decorate the house because it was like, we're not even gonna be here for most of December anyway. It's like, why decorate just to come home from vacation or from seeing my sister and then have to take it all down? Like, who wants to
Yeah.
come home to that chore?
Yeah.
But this year I moved in with my boyfriend.
Ooh,
And
boyfriend.
We call him boyfriend.
Live-in boyfriend.
And boyfriend roommate, and he wanted to decorate for Christmas. So we did decorate for Christmas. And I was like, and then after we put up the tree was the moment I was like, oh, yeah, no, I haven't decorated a tree since my mom died.
Did you immediately start crying, or were you okay?
I got like a single tear in the moment.
Oh, very Lifetime movie.
I know.
Yes, perfect timing.
I know.
Can you control your cries? Like one tear out of the left eye.
No. Have you seen Margot Robbie do that? It's insane. She can do that.
She can do that.
She credits her time on soap operas.
Oh.
Yeah. She's like, what side do you want it on? How many tears? What kind of flow? Like she can just like,
Wow. If I
I can't do that.
Well, that's fake crying, right? For real crying, I sound like a hyena.
My whole face gets red and
puffy
inflamed.
eyes.
Yeah.
So ugly. I feel like I can't leave the house because
Luckily, I'm a gay man. I have a
people-
lot of preparation H just around. Just slather that on like cold cream. Look like a human in the
God.
morning.
I haven't had a huge cry since the pandemic. Like just a crazy cry since the pandemic. Knock on wood.
Don't
knock on wood.
Don't hit the table.
I'm not supposed to hit the table. I know it goes into the microphone.
I've had a couple big cries just like in the last 3 months. Like big cries.
Big cries. Does it feel
Yeah.
good?
No.
Oh, sorry.
awful.
No, it wasn't cathartic.
I'm not a crier though, like famously. It's weird. Like, and then I can tell you like the movies I cried at. You know what a movie I sobbed at? Watchmen. Have you ever seen it?
No.
What
Is it a
part?
Marvel movie?
I don't even remember what
It's-
part.
technically, it's
The
DC,
DC.
but not within the DC
superhero
universe.
movie?
It's a superhero movie.
Was it because they were supporting each other and their mom came back from the dead and
this one's
decorated for Christmas?
No, Watchmen is a super dark, like more realistic kind of anti-superhero take on. It's the comic's good. The movie's okay. I don't like the ending the movie did.
No.
because it
Because
dilutes.
I've read the comic too.
Because
Yeah.
the comic, but we don't need to get into this. I mean, I guess we do because
Yeah, what is
right,
Nerdy
now,
for?
right now we're just talking about suicide and depression, and we're like comics. No, not on a nerdy
not
podcast.
on Nerdy podcast.
Oh my gosh.
But Amy doesn't know this comic. I'll lend it.
It's
to
actually it is really good. It's
Will I like it?
yeah, it's easy to read. It's really it
to
is
read
dark.
it?
Yeah, but it's a graphic novel. It's
a comic book.
So there's pictures, and then you
Okay.
just read the dialogue.
I like a magazine.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
I can do that.
but it's dark as hell though.
I cried so hard at My Girl. Do you remember that movie? The
With,
boy,
Macaulay Culkin and
Macaulay,
Culkin.
he dies.
Oh,
I've
what's
never
her-
seen
what's
it.
her name?
I saw it in the theater. That's how old I am.
His glasses. He
And
needs
I was
his
wearing
glasses.
a windbreaker, like a raincoat, and a pool of tears
Anna Klumsky.
came into my. It was like a over the head raincoat, and,
And
I
you're
had
just
to like
collecting tears
had
in
to-
this waterproof
like
liner.
a puddle on my chestal area. And then luckily I had some napkins so I could like sop it up before I had to leave the
I was
movie
just like taking
theater.
like
What? Wait,
like,
so
flung it on the
My
people
Girl
in
is
front
a stab. That's a good easy one to cry to because like Macaulay Culkin is dead as fuck, and then there's like then he dies so hard in it.
He dies so hard, and the
then
girl's
and then
devastated,
there's
and no-
also like a funeral because she also lost her mom. She like loses her mom at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, nothing good happens.
And
in that
then
movie.
like gets this new friendship, and then he dies, so she's just like double trauma.
And he was trying to get something for her, and then
Yeah.
the bees attacked.
Oh, so it's her fault.
It's her fault.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't like, oh. And then they all came back, and it was just a joke. No, everyone's just still dead at the end, and she
Yeah.
has to move on with her life. It was too much like reality.
what was the part of Watchmen that made you cry?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I just remember I sobbed at that movie. Yeah, I do remember that. One that'll make me cry, Steel Magnolias.
Oh yeah.
The funeral scene, that one. Sally Field's
I
monologue.
love it when they fight, and her friends are like making her fight so she can get it out and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a really cool scene. You have to have your group of ladies,
Your
who
group of
will
your group of
help
gals.
you and not be afraid to fight with you, so you can cry harder.
That's Amy Brown for me.
Aw, I'll make you cry harder.
So about my Christmas shame. I don't think I have any Christmas shame.
I one time opened up a present. I remember as a kid, and I thought it said my name, but it said someone else's name, and I'm still embarrassed about that. I was like, I'm so bad at reading.
My mom wanted to be a part of Christmas so much that she was such a, like, one of her love languages, I think, was gift giving, especially at Christmas time. She was obsessed with
was she
Christmas.
good
She
at
was
it?
great at it.
Oh, that's nice.
But like Christmas morning, we'd come downstairs, Matthew, tear it open, Matthew, tear it open, Matthew, tear it, and like Christmas was over in 10 minutes, right? Like, and I would just tear through all the things that had my name on it. My sister would tear through all the things that had her name on it.
Do you guys do it one at a time, or you do all at the same time? Like a mob, like
Before it was like a
animals?
mob, like animals. We'd come in, tear everything open. We were little kids. So my mom started doing from the age of like 5 on into adulthood, into my 20s. My mother did this. She numbered the gifts.
Oh,
Every present under the tree, 1, 2, 3, 4, and she had a list. And we didn't have to open them in that order. We'd pull a present out from under the tree, be like, hey, this one's labeled 17. Who's it for? She goes, that one's for Dad. And you pass it to Dad. Dad
she
opens
had a
it.
spreadsheet. Who has time for that?
Yes.
I'm lucky if
That's wild.
anything has a label on it. I'm like, I think this is for you.
She, like a conductor of a symphony.
Oh wow,
Just-
she's very
So
organized.
she like so she knew like did she like small gift, big gift? Is she like
Well, some years, like there was a year, I think it may have been the year I got like a GameCube for Christmas. I opened up a GameCube game, but I hadn't opened the GameCube. So everything had like a little note, like not like, like whether it would say like, hey, this one's like a console this is a game for that console, like, or if
Yeah,
there were things that
they're
had to go
connected.
together, she'd be like, we'll open that one when you also find this other number,
Yeah.
She would kind of like
Makes
cue us
sense.
into things like that so we couldn't spoil surprises for ourselves. Yeah, that happened one year, and then little notes started to appear, and so that was always the thing. Was like,
Did you have stockings too?
yeah, we had stockings too.
This is the first year we didn't have stockings.
I did not have any Christmas gifts this year.
Matthew,
all my
we
siblings
gave
and
you
I.
some candy.
Oh yeah, no, which I kept eating, and it was taken away from me by
By
someone.
whom?
Good use of the word whom.
Thank you.
We had a house guest over, and I offered that we were making dinner for them, and I was like, dinner's not. I had failed in the orchestration of dinner, and so I was like, here, have some of this candy while you wait, because they've been on a road trip and they just gotten in. I'm like, I know you guys are starving. Please have some candy, and they ate a couple pieces, and I ate a piece while I was cooking. I was like, oh, this shit is so good.
It was a good
and then I
batch this
kept
year.
eating it, kept eating it, and then one of my guests took it and hid it from me.
Oh my.
It's like, you need to stop eating this candy.
Oh, and it's gonna be somewhere lost in your house, and you're gonna have ants.
I'm gonna find them eventually.
You gotta be
eating
careful where
them.
you hide your shame
Don't
food.
hide your shame food.
Oh, this is-
let it out.
I feel like, okay, people keep posting videos from their cars on the internets, and I don't like that, because your car is your shame box, okay? Your car is for having extramarital affairs or hooking up with strangers. Your car is for eating food you shouldn't eat, like McDonald's.
That's what I did for a long time.
Or strangers. That's not where you're, like, it's your shame box.
We
That's-
mentioned banging in the car twice, so we now know where Amy got a lot of her shame banging.
all of it.
Yeah.
No, I don't like when people like are doing like first person to the cell phone videos from their car. I'm like, oh, what are they going to show us?
Yeah. Oh,
Hide the underpants in the back or whatever. They're like,
I do have 2 pairs of underwear in my center console right now.
Are they for working out, or
One is a pair
Are
of
they,
gym underwear in case I forget gym underwear.
are they trophies?
They're not trophies.
They're not trophies.
They're mine and they are clean.
They're hookup trophies. The walk of shame, hookup.
The drive of shame.
You hit a pedestrian with your car.
I open the door and push them out while I'm moving.
And you hook up with them and steal their underpants.
Steal their
1,
underpants.
steal underpants. 2, 3, make profit. Did you see that?
The South Park.
That South Park episode.
That's an old one. It's like underpants dumb. I do. You're very right though about the shame eating. Mine wasn't necessarily always shame eating, but when I used to live in very overpopulated apartments or apartment complexes where everyone hung out and like everyone was poor, and I would like go get food. And be like, I know everyone's gonna want some of this food because everyone's so broke. And so I would be like, I would like eat so much of my food in the car and then go inside and be like, oh, sorry.
I didn't get a whole lot.
I only got a few crystals, and then I
I
left
didn't-
the rest in the car.
I had to learn that a crystal is a kind of hamburger.
You're so rich.
She's
No,
like,
it's cultural. It's a geographical thing. They didn't have it.
They
White
have
Castle.
at White Castle up north, right?
I had never heard of it, and I saw a comedian talking about crystals, and I was like, is that meth?
you're like, Swarovskis?
A bag of, yeah.
You're like, I relate to finally something I can relate
She's like,
to.
finally, someone to talk about my Waterford with.
A bag of
Crystal.
goblets? What?
Last night, Amy went to Angel and was like, you need to run for public office. You just look so good. And I talked to Amy. I was like, you're the only person in this room that would ever look at anyone and think you should run for public office. Because that's a higher tax bracket line of thinking. Of just being like, well, I could find somebody to finance.
Joel,
What?
have you never been in a room with
Joel.
someone running for office?
No, technically yes, but
Not
they're
running
like,
to an office.
but no, I've known people, but they're like, oh, I'm gonna be poor all my life because I'm gonna constantly run campaigns and I'm running on like a communist super leftist ticket, and I wish they would get the elect, but they're not gonna win, especially not in Georgia or Tennessee, where I've been from, where they're like, we're gonna fight for free healthcare. It's like,
Grassroots. How many times they say that in a
oh,
sentence?
all of it.
Yeah.
And, I wish that would win, but, money wins. And so, yeah, that's why I do comedy.
Yeah.
What a depressing first episode.
This is great.
This has been so much fun. I feel so much better.
I feel though like there's so much. Like I got very joyful around last year. I didn't do the holidays enough, And so I went into January feeling like, oh, I need to have another Christmas. I didn't do Christmas enough. And this year I did Christmas hard the entire month. And I'm like, yeah, check box. Like
Check,
we didn't,
done.
the only thing we didn't do was set up the Christmas train. I'm moving on from that. My son usually sets up a little train.
There we go. This makes sense for your
And he came
family.
back from college and he didn't set up the train and we didn't have stockings.
Oh.
And he's going to get married someday. And he's going to move away and have babies. And I'm not okay with any of it. How about... my eyes are tearing up. I'm crying.
You're crying.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
I'm one single tear down the left cheek. And
He's been gone for like 5 months.
And I know he's flown back twice already. Maybe 3 times. It's fun. It's having the whole family together. That, like, I don't know, like, people decide how many children they're going to have. Sometimes they decide, sometimes life decides for them. But having at least, like, more than one child, I highly recommend it, because especially close together, because they talk and it's hilarious as an outsider, like as an adult, watching the children talk and see them be funny together. Like, the energy in our family is just more fun when it's all 4 of us. When it's just the adults and one child, he doesn't have a peer to communicate with. And I don't know what he's saying, because he's saying things like cap and meh. And do you know, like, all the new language?
I work with a bunch of 19-year-olds at Starbucks. Yeah.
What are some other ones they're saying?
I don't know. They don't talk to... I'm 31. They don't tell me
Cringe.
anything.
Cringe.
Yeah. I can't think of the Gen Z lingo. They scare me.
Okay, boomer. They say that to me a lot.
Well, yeah.
And I punch them in their throats.
And you're like, I'm Gen X, please.
Yeah, I still can't use my phone, though. They're not wrong.
When on road trips, I help Amy with her phone. Can confirm.
Yeah, I know. Now I
We've had
can't
fun
see my
learning
phone.
together.
We've had fun
I left my
learning together.
glasses. I can't see anything. Oh. I can see. Fine.
Oh, golly. So, okay. I did enjoy decorating with you. Thank you so much. Thank you
I had a lot of
for
fun.
going to the German village with me.
That was so much fun.
That was so much fun.
The video was very cute.
Did you like that? You made that video. It's adorable.
I just added the captions and little animations.
It's so cute.
It was just
so cute.
It was fun. Yeah, you light up the screen. You're so much fun.
You light up the screen.
Stop.
You're a
You light up
superstar.
the
Your
screen.
light shines so bright. It
Amy's
puts-
really scared I'm going to kill myself, so she's going to be very complimentary.
Amy just found out about the new attempt. She's like, Matthew, everything's great. Do you want to move into one of these rooms? Boyfriend can move in too.
Got you
my gosh.
fitted with this straitjacket and a padded broom.
Oh my gosh. So what are your, like, okay, first of all, 2024, that is not a real year. That's a made up year you would hear in a movie or in a book about the future, and we have flying cars and a virus takes over and attacks the population.
But
Everything shuts down.
that last part already happened.
That's right.
That was a real thing.
I thought it was a dream, a fever dream.
Fever dream.
From my-
just woke up. I went to bed in 2019.
Yeah. You got
Woke up just now.
long COVID. You got long COVID there.
How are you feeling moving into the new year? How, like, where are you? Because you have chapters to your life. I am now at the chapter where I'm like, this bitch ain't gonna change. Like,
You are who you are at this
but
point.
the tracks in the mud are very deep now. That tractor has been going in the same direction. I know myself so much more now that I am like, oh no, she's not going to do that. We're not signing up for this. We're not signing up for that. We're not, like, she's not going to do that. And if you talk about yourself in the third person, you're supposed to have more success. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I just thought you had...
I've lost my mind.
You're dissociating.
I'm dissociating.
Having an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, that too. So I know myself so much more. So a new year doesn't really mean anything to me, because I'm not like, I'm all of a sudden going to start only eating honey and walking on one foot, because then you get more exercise, and I want a plump butt, but just on the right cheek. Like, what
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. You could resolve to do something different or better at any point. Why does January
you can
1st
have a
have to be
wake-up
the
call.
day?
You
could hit rock bottom
in July.
at any moment.
4th of July, you get too hungover. Wake up call, right?
Yeah.
I did see a very good TikTok where a woman's New Year resolution was to pet 50 new cats this year. And you don't like cats, it's fine. You need the unconditional love of a dog. I get it. But you could be 50 new dogs.
Oh, that's, yeah. You're right.
Your face was so just. Do you hate cats?
No,
hates
I'm
cats.
allergic to them, and then they smell bad, and like their hand smells. and-
Okay, wow. Really coming for cats right now.
What do you mean cats smell bad?
See, okay, when you grow up in the country, cats are kind of disposable. They don't live very long. It's a hard life.
You're thinking of like feral stray cats.
Don't get attached. Yeah, they live in the barn and they get eaten by foxes. This is their life. Sometimes I saw a horse step on the cat, but it was okay afterwards. It was alarming.
Matthew writes down, have you tried getting stepped on a horse?
Death by horse.
Hold on.
Death by tramp? You said, oh wait, no, the cat lived? Fuck it.
Ah,
no,
damn it.
scratch that off the list too. Eaten by fox.
This is eaten by a fox.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing: if you Google those, no one's gonna be suspicious.
No one's suspicious.
No one's suspicious.
But the term self-immolation,
Yeah,
big red flag.
Yeah.
Self-immolation.
To set yourself on fire.
Oh golly.
Yeah.
How do you know that word? Oh, did you Google it? Are you Googling ways to unlife yourself?
That was the joke we were just making.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was thinking about cats.
No, but
Step
self-immolation is going to put you on like a terrorist watch list.
Self-immolation also, man, that if you don't die,
Monks do that.
That is a rough after.
That's to get your skin all fixed up. I don't want to have fire on my skin.
I caught myself on fire when I
You
was
caught
like,
yourself on fire?
yeah, when I was 18.
Girl is on fire.
We were trying to do this. We're trying to do the thing where you just like sprinkle some rubbing alcohol on your pants, light it in a burst, and then it goes out. And then my friend was like, "I know how much to put on." He put on the whole bottle, so like my pants just fully on fire.
Wow. Yeah.
I had
Liar, fans on fire.
I had like first degree and second degree burns, and I remember,
golly.
and I remember they were like asking me, they're
on
like,
your wiener?
no, close to it. It was like
Wiener adjacent.
I got like some thigh burns.
Thighs, Amy.
The first thing I did was grab my dick and make sure that was fine. That's like,
And it came off in your hand.
yeah, I can't, no, but I do remember them at the hospital. They're like, "What's your pain level?" I was like, "It's like a 10." They're like, "That's good." I was like, "How the fuck is that good?" And they're like, "If you had third degree burns,
You wouldn't feel it.
You wouldn't feel anything."
Is that the degrees?
Yeah, first, second, third is like you have
Nerve
permanent
damage.
nerve damage. There's nothing you can do. Those nerves will never come back. So like first and second you can heal from, but third is when you start to get into cramp. But I remember that so vividly where they're like, "It's good." I was like, "It's not good. I'm in so much pain." They're like, "No, because that means you didn't permanently damage your body for this stupid thing you did."
Yeah.
And then I lied and said we did not. I wasn't setting my pants on fire. We also filmed it.
Oh God.
And then like
This is like a Jackass. Were you trying to do Jackass? Because there was a
not
kid that
even
did
like
that.
Jackass. Like we just it was just a dumb thing, but we did film it. But that was back whenever like you had like digital videotape, so there's still. And so I'm like, give me the tape, and I'm like ripping it out as we're going to my grandmother's house because she was
Oh,
like
it's tape.
Yeah, she was like a volunteer firefighter. So we went to her house first to be like, hey, how should we go to the hospital? And but I was like, we gotta get rid of this evidence.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what's the story? We were playing with rubbing alcohol next to a fire. We didn't actively plan this. We're all stick together.
Oh my God, you made your pants into a wick.
Yeah, it was a bad idea.
That's good. And the impulse control, is that right? The ADD.
Yeah. I'm so good at being addicted to things. Once again, earlier in this podcast, we mentioned my cocaine-induced heart attack at 21.
So you were addicted to setting things on fire?
No, that was just a dumb idea. I was just bored. Also, I was sober then because I couldn't smoke weed because I'd been caught for smoking weed.
Okay, I thought this whole time you were like 11 years old.
No, I was 18, 17 or 18. No, yeah. I just couldn't smoke. But then my
I think
parents.
you might be a late bloomer.
No,
you're a real adult now.
No, I was just. Men don't like mature mentally until like 26. Like
yeah,
men are
the
dumb.
front lobe doesn't develop. Yeah, for
Men are stupid for a
executive
long time.
100%.
functioning. There was this lady who is a neuroscientist, and she has master's degree candidates in her program, and she can tell the difference when they like around 26, 27. They're like, oh, there's the person. Yes,
There you are.
There you are. You did
Yeah.
it. You made it through. Now let's talk about your career. Let's wait.
Now let's make big life decisions.
Now let's make big life decisions. I made all my life decisions when I was 22, and nothing happened that was bad.
You're thriving.
I'm thriving. Okay, so yeah, circling back, New Year. I
My
know
Christmas shame.
Christmas shame. New Year. I know I'm not going to do things I'm not going to do. But there is this cool thing people do 40 firsts when they turn 40. And you have to do 40 new things you've never done in the year that you're turning 40.
Wait,
Who's turning 40 here?
Shut up. I hate you.
I don't know if you're lying about your age or if you're wrong about mine. I don't know what's happening here.
Like, Matthew, you're 40 next year.
Matthew, you're turning. You know who thought I was 40? You'll know this name, Paul Byron. Anyway, that's another story. For
That's
another
because
time.
you lost-
Just name drop him.
Paul Byron.
Paul, remember that time you asked me? You said, "Yeah, guys our age," and I was 26.
Paul Byron gets. I think he just turned 39. He got mad at me because I said something. I was just like, "Yeah, you're 40, right?" He was like, "No," and I was like, then he told me his age. I was like, "Shut up! You're like so close." Because I'm 36, so I'm definitely closer to 40 than
Yeah. It's weird. Getting older is weird. It's all these pockets of time kind of fold in on themselves. So I think string theory is accurate. I don't know what that means. I was just trying to sound smart.
You are
like,
so smart.
Yeah,
these
somewhere your
pockets of
husband's
time.
shaking his head and he doesn't know why.
Kendra's just like,
Don't drive off the road, honey. Listening to this. So like especially if you've moved, you're like, okay, that's the pocket of time I lived in DC. That's the pocket of time I lived in Boulder. This is the pocket of time I lived in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know what my next pocket's gonna be. Hot pocket.
Are you moving?
No.
Breaking news: Amy Brown is moving too.
But I am tired of living in a city, and I know the next, like, there's going to be a phase in my life because I am a woman of a certain age and tax bracket where I'm just going to be like, I need to be alone in the woods with my dogs and just walking in the woods with a pack of dogs.
I love that for you.
Well, wearing wellies.
Watch out for
and
the foxes; they eat the cats.
British lady outfits and with a walking stick and talking to the birds. Like that's one of the phases, but I think there's gonna be another phase before that.
I think the phase before that is
The touring
best-selling
comedian.
touring comedian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put that in the dream catcher.
best-selling author, comedian. You've seen her on Seth Meyers. She's hosting SNL next Saturday.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of pressure. I can't read cue cards.
You said coup cards.
That's the only thing I think about.
Read this.
Don't hit the table. Remember photos. Okay, I just know like
Notes.
I was the whole time I'm watching those actors. I'm like, they're reading cue cards right now,
Mm-hmm.
and then acting at the same time.
Well, some of them
It's way easier
also
than
remember
memorizing
their lines too, but
Right? I'd have to memorize everything, which I probably could do. Actually,
You
'cause
actually could.
I have to memorize so much
Terrible at memorizing lines.
because you can read. You have a crutch. Some
Yeah,
people
the cue
call it a
cards, I'm in
skill
for that.
set. You can do 30 first when you turn 30, like 30 new things I've never tried. It's fun to hang out with those people who are doing that year because you're like, I want to go to a dance class. And then your guy friend's like, I'll come. Like, really? Like, yeah, I've never done that before and I got to get one of my 40s done. One of my first done. It's
So can
really
I just,
funny.
Does it have to be a round year or can I do 32 new things this year?
Yes. It's fun putting yourself out there. As I get older, I really appreciate being new at things and being like, I have no idea what's happening. Explain everything to me. I like being an amateur. I like being
That's a good
accepting.
mentality. Because there's people who will try something new and they're bad at it and they're like, well, that sucked. And it's
Yo.
like, you're just new.
that's me, baby.
Joel identified with
is
that.
that so do you think that's bravado or do you feel like very insecure not being good at something and you feel like someone's going to be mean to you about it?
No, no one's gonna be meaner to me than me about it. About me, because I like to be good at the things that I enjoy and do. I don't have to be the best. I just like to understand. So like I'm not. It's if it's like a new thing that I'm not like passionate about or don't have an interest in like actually becoming good at it. I'm like, well, that was fun. Like we did that. But if it's like something like, oh, I'm interested in this and I want to do it, and then I start doing it and I'm not immediately good, my perfectionist brain gets really upset.
It's like me and tap dancing. So I have an obsession with tap dancing.
You buried the lead. What's
And
happening?
I had an ex-boyfriend buy me not only a pair of tap shoes,
I have tap shoes. Do you want
but
to tap together?
like 12 tap classes with
It's really hard.
with a studio here in town.
Seems
And so
so
I
hard.
waited
hard.
until, and so it was like once a week they had a beginner's class at a time that I could make after work. And I drove there, walked into the beginner's class, and they were like, and go with this step. And I was like, the what? Like, I don't know what that is. And then they were doing them across the room. That's apparently something they do in dance.
Full lap, ball change, full lap,
It was exactly like that,
a
right?
Shuffle step.
But it was
shuffle off to Buffalo. A time step. I could do this all day.
But so it was something where I was excited to do it. And now even still, I will slap on my tap shoes, pull up YouTube and pull up a step and sit there and try and teach it to myself. But like, I enjoy that. I'm okay with being bad at this.
It's just fun.
But it was hella intimidating to be like, I got to be here for an hour having no idea what's going on and in a large class setting where no one has the time to come explain it to just me. That is horribly intimidating. And I did not enjoy that. That was not fun.
I've been that girl at the tap class because they've been learning the same routine all year. And then you show up and you're like, blah, 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 what's happening?
Yeah. I did not want to. Well, this is paired, of course, with my deepest fear, which is being a burden to anyone at any time ever.
Oh, you think you're bumming them out?
I feel like I'm wasting people's time. I'm an imposition.
No.
And that's what it would be if I stopped anyone to ask for help.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't stop the class. You just have to, like,
I like how instead of
through it.
you're just like, well, you're
She's like, well, no, actually, yeah, you would be a
good job
horrible
realizing
person.
your very, very obvious limitations.
You're just, like, supposed to try. Just go and try. Smile. Try not to fart in the classroom. You know.
That's all I did. I filled that room with farts and I said,
lit it up.
bye.
Tap dancing does seem so hard, though.
It is wildly
it's good.
harder than it looks.
I think it's good for preventing Alzheimer's because you're making new synapses in your brain when you use your body to do dance, and like especially the left side of it, like left you know.
My grandma, it probably had to have been how many years ago? Because we were living in that other house. I was probably 20 years old, so it's 11 years ago. So my grandma would have been 90, but she I'd mentioned to her that I got these tap classes and these tap shoes from my ex-boyfriend. So I guess I hadn't been sooner than that because I'm doing that. Doesn't matter when it was. My grandma was in her 90s, early to mid 90s. And she was born in 1924. And she's like, oh yeah, I took tap classes when I was a young girl. And then set the locks on her walker and did a time step.
Oh my God. It's in her
She just
yeah. It's in
Hadn't done
the
it
muscle memory part of your brain is the lizard part of your brain, and it's the oldest part, and it's a habit. So even if you get a head injury, you can still, your body, like if you ask someone with a head injury, like how do you get to the bathroom? They won't be able to tell you.
They can walk there,
but they can walk. Their body knows how to walk to the bathroom.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It was 60 to 70 years she had not tap danced, and she was able to just like
How long do you want to live? Like, do you think about that?
Amy, why would you ask me that question?
I don't know.
I want to
And he
live.
was like, let's do about -5.
Like, I'm thinking I've got about 16 years in me, and I'm currently at 31. So, so I'm 15 years past expiration.
No.
My best by date is long gone.
Your dad's doing great. He is fit as a fiddle and
He
ready
is?
for fun.
Yeah, he's out there
Is he,
doing his
like,
best
do
life.
you see, like, I'm going to be like that? Like, I'm going to wear really sexy shirts.
I kept showing pictures of my new nephew to everybody, and there's a picture of my dad holding the baby, and everyone goes, oh my God, look at your dad's biceps. Because my dad, like, he was like cradling a baby. And
crushing
like,
its head.
That baby's also 10 fucking pounds. So like he's
heavy.
Like, it's a heavy ass baby, but he's also like making sure the baby supported, and is like just the way that picture, like his bicep is like bulging. And everyone's like,
do 10 reps
so
with
hold
the
up,
baby.
you said that your mom died? Has dad seen anyone?
Oh, yeah, your dad's...
Everyone's like, your
How
dad
old's
is so
your dad?
handsome. He's 78.
He's 78. That's pretty good. I still have muscle mass.
Plays pickleball every day.
It's the pickleball.
It's the pickleball.
Keeping him alive.
It's the pickleball.
I'm going
But
to play
dude built
tennis
a
as
deck.
long as possible. Pickleball, you can come for my dead corpsey body.
I'm going to play pickleball. I'm going to get into pickleball. Just to spite Amy.
You can wear the...
I used to play tennis.
I was going to say the F word.
My friends who play pickleball said that they don't want to play pickleball with me because I was a former tennis player. They said that's the biggest problem for the pickleballers is like when the tennis people come out there because they
And they
think
can-
they're so good. But it's a
Oh.
different game. You got to hit the ball differently.
Yeah, it's you have to
smaller
hit
court.
it. You have to hit it like you are a child or an elderly person, and you're playing a game that goes tink tonk, tink tonk, tink.
It was a
Clap,
game
clip, bop.
invented at the summer home of a former senator. It seems right up your alley.
The
Pickleball seems right up your
I learned
alley.
about it. I learned about the pickleball came it was an island off the coast of.
It's like in Martha's Vineyard. Like it was
And it was a
Jesus.
bunch
where
of
it was invented.
kids, and they didn't it was too windy to use a shuttlecock. Yeah, it's like to say that word. So they found the wiffle ball.
The wiffle ball,
and
yeah.
they were trying to play tennis, but something they had to just kind of they didn't have what they needed. And then
Wait, they used a
invented
wiffle
it.
ball in it? Mm-hmm. I know of pickleball. I don't know shit about it outside.
It's essentially it's all the racket sports like mixed together. It's partially the rules of ping pong ball, partially the rules of tennis. Like you've got weird rules on like how many
Here's the
bounces
thing,
you can
I'm
have.
too poor to play all those, except for ping pong, technically. But
But yeah, you would pick up the rules to pickleball very quickly, and it's played with a wiffle ball so that they couldn't hit the ball into the lake, was my understanding, or the ocean, whatever body of water they were on. I don't remember, but yeah,
That's all right.
whether because it's windy, but yeah, pickleball because it's like the pickle boat in rowing, where it's like people show up to like
Row?
crew
For crew. Okay,
and
you are earning that sweater you're wearing today.
and the kind of remain if they've got too many people for each team, the remainders who didn't get selected for those boats or boats all get thrown onto one boat together. They're not like necessarily affiliated. That is the pickle boat. And that's where pickleball came from.
Okay. Harbor, stern. I can say boat words. Don't worry about it. Yar, vomit,
That one. Yacht.
yacht. That's how it's
Yacht.
spelled. All right. So
Okay, what
you
else we
don't
talked
know
about?
how long you want to live. -15 years.
Negative 15 years is how long I would like to live. Let's go back in time and kill myself.
It's gotta be. It's so scary for. It's so scary. Get your time machine.
I was gonna say, Matthew, like God, yeah. That's such a funny sketch of
Right?
somebody being like, finally, I invented a time machine. And they're like, what do you use it for? You're like, you'll see. And it's just you going back in time. You're like, here's the thing. They're going to find, so what you do, and it's just you telling yourself how to kill yourself, and then you see it, and then you start to disappear, and you're like, finally!
Everyone's like, what are you going to do with your time machine? Going back in time and kill
Oh
baby
my
Hitler?
God.
Close.
I'm going to kill my greatest enemy.
That is true. Like you're
Fuck, that's
your own
good.
worst enemy,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
Like, most people are their own worst
Nothing's
enemy.
been as nearly fatal to me.
And then the time
Maybe
machine.
other than like my car and driving in Atlanta than myself.
That's like when women are attacked by the people that they love or they live with, their partners.
I saw a meme that was like husband? Why would I want a husband? You mean the thing that killed everybody on Dateline? Not my joke. Saw it on the internet, but it was so good.
That's
Yeah,
a good
no,
one.
that's how I'm like, yeah, that's, if I had a time machine, that's what I'd do with it.
So, okay. I don't know how long I want to live. I definitely am living now. Like, I'm not going to live very long. I'm going to stroke out if I keep eating turkey sandwiches and drinking this much.
You're going to be fine. You're doing great. You're thriving.
I'm thriving.
You play tennis.
I do play tennis.
Unhealthy people can't play tennis.
Thank you, Matthew. I'm going to put that in my pipe and smoke it. All right. So, you don't have any goals for yourself for the New Year? No.
Just survive it. The
Survive
2023
it.
was rough. I mean, it was just a rough year. And especially this last month was just like atrocious. So I'm
want-
just trying to I do need like a reset
Do you want a
on
dish?
some things. No.
It's all family stuff,
Once
probably.
the camera goes off.
Okay.
But yeah, so definitely some 2024 goals, like getting back out there. I've got a bunch of out of town dates coming up.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you need an opener?
I mean, no, because one, I'm not. One, I didn't. No, I'm booked. I
This is
invited you.
rough.
I invited you to the first one. The
This is
Savannah trip.
rough.
I did invite you.
Yes, you're right. So
But-
you just ask your best friend if you can open for him, and he's like,
like,
nope.
"Ooh."
I don't get to bring my opener to the others though. That's the problem.
Hard pass. No,
You know, I would travel the world with you.
I would travel the world. You know what? Internet and however the thing works for podcasts go out into people's ears. If you want Matthew and I to come to your town, get all your besties, your girlfriends, your guy friends, your gay friends, and have a nice comedy show in a place where you get 20 people. We'll come for 20 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come.
100%. We'll be there for 20 people.
We'll do our boat and pony show.
Yeah. I'll joke about trying to kill myself. Amy will joke about how much she fucking hates cats. Okay, that's what we bring to a city near you.
To a city near you. It would totally come. It would be fun. I don't have any fun dates. I have a couple fun dates going forward, but I do feel very. People are always like, "Oh, Amy, you're on tour." I'm like, "What?" No, I flew one place and I did a show and I came right back. And I didn't sell it out, so I didn't get to have 2 shows, just the one. Just the one. I do feel like you're piecing it together. It feels very like, what are those things? Those little things called that poor people eat? Crumbs. It feels like it's
Jesus Christ.
Joel's rolling his eyes. I get the whole damn cake.
All
Let
right.
them eat crumbs. Marie Antoinette actually did not say that. P.S. It was from a play. Anywho, I think Voltaire wrote it. I don't know. A character in one of his plays. I'm making all this up. I could be wrong. But I feel like you're piecing crumbs together, trying to create
Make
an
something of
art.
it.
And it's doing it like one strand of hair at a time, like trying to weave together a beautiful hour and have callbacks and be insightful and new and not cliche, but relatable and not too dirty. And it's really hard to do it.
It's hard.
10 minutes, 8 minutes at a time.
And there's just so much, and we were talking about this a little bit before the camera started rolling, but there's just like so much politics in it as well, which is just, and it doesn't matter. There's no escaping the politics of any industry. Like, and it's just, I don't know if it's particularly bad in the entertainment industry, but it's
Do you have any examples?
one of boyfriend's favorite phrases is it's who you know and who you blow. And at this point, I am open for business.
You're like, I'm trying to blow.
Book
Who
me.
would like to?
I have been doing it wrong.
You have been.
Uh-oh, I'm not that. You're
Yeah, it's,
I'm
yeah.
gonna ride on your coattails because I'm not that good at that.
Let me dust
my
off
God.
the
Yeah,
old
Amy, you just gotta get
instrument.
better at blowing.
Oh, you sound like my husband.
But yeah, that's yeah. So taking opportunities when they're there, being very thankful for them when they arrive. Like I just did one of my favorite shows in the entire world, Tipsy Zone, which is mostly an improv show. It's an improvised episode of The Twilight Zone, but they bring in like a stand-up to do stand-up at the beginning, and then they weave your stand-up into their episode of The Twilight Zone, which is so fun.
Oh my gosh.
Fun to watch, like the
All the
callbacks,
callbacks,
to your
yeah.
jokes. Yeah, they're remarkable. And it's the Tipsy Zone because it's a drinking game for them on stage and for the audience.
Where is that?
Oh, girl, it's at Red Light Cafe. First Friday. This week is Marietta Mendler.
Oh, wow.
Is
That'd be super
the
fun.
speaker. Yeah, it's a hoot and a half. You should go to. I'm gonna tell them they should book
hootenanny.
you.
Hoot and a nanny.
I'm gonna get you booked for that. You pick the first Saturday of the or Friday of the month that you want, and we will talk to them.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds
And
lovely.
it is so much fun. So go see it. But like they had the host of the show last weekend dropped out last minute. And they called me up and I was like, yes, thank you. Taking the opportunities when they're there, being genuinely, I appreciate them so much. They're good people over there. So it was really fun.
That's
That's the
nice.
kind of opportunities I have right now, are like with good people.
Did I tell you I cut my hair by myself over the trash can? I'm sorry. That's not like a non sequitur, but
That was
it.
completely a non sequitur.
I just leaned over the trash can and started cutting my hair, and
Did you have a mental break?
I just wanted to feel in control of something.
You're like, I have no control over these turkey
I just-
sandwiches, so let me take control of my hair.
Yeah, my career. I have no control over my
Oh, your
career.
career.
So yeah, that's why it ties into what you're talking about. We're taking it like you just feel like you
Take control of something.
take
Yeah.
control of something.
That's, yeah. Well, yeah,
And I was like, oh, this is why Britney Spears shaved her head.
exactly.
She wanted to do more stand-up comedy. Couldn't get booked.
She said today she's not, or yesterday.
No,
At the
she's
time of
not.
recording, it was yesterday. That she's not doing any more music. So anyway,
I think she's just twirling with knives, and that's her new normal.
honestly, that sounds like fun.
She could work at Cirque
She
du
deserves
Soleil.
She does.
Also, she's so fucking rich. Why she doesn't have to do anything ever again.
But
Can
you
live-
still have to do stuff or else your soul dies.
No, I meant like she doesn't have to do anything professionally that she doesn't want to do. Like
Yeah.
she could just tour.
Yeah.
She could open.
She could volunteer.
She could
Maybe
volunteer. Just whatever.
there could be a group home of children that want to see swirling knives. Go entertain
She
the
should get in
children.
touch with Pink and start getting into aerial acrobatics with knives. As long as you don't cut your own line, you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cirque du Soleil could take her. That's like a circus and
Yeah.
hot people flying
It's
around.
like a circus. For those of you that don't know.
That-
It's
For
like a
those who don't know
circus with
what
an accent.
It's a French Canadian circus.
It's so weird. I have never been to the French part of Canada, but if Cirque du Soleil is any like cue to what it's going to be like, it's going to be trippy.
It's that and Celine Dion, and that's it.
And that's yeah, they are both pretty trippy.
Yeah.
It's probably wild there.
Can we go?
Let's get booked.
Let's go.
You have to do everything in French though. Do you speak French?
No.
Neither do I.
Damn.
You only speak blowjobs, don't you?
Yeah, I mean that's an international language.
Yeah, honestly.
Blowjobs.
They understand them everywhere. From
International,
my own research,
the international language of.
I have not been to Quebec, but I have blown someone from Quebec. That is
Really?
true. Yeah.
Do you have like one of those maps where you put all the little flags in places
I
you've been,
should.
but it's places I've blown? Like, let me see your passport. Okay, yes, come on over.
Yeah. Oh.
That's like the Tinders, all like pictures of passports.
I should have a little diorama of the UN, and I just put their pictures into the seats. Just
Oh my gosh! And their code name is Eleanor Roosevelt. Oh my god! The Speaker of the House. I think that's a great way to do it instead of a whole map. Just
Yeah.
just representatives.
yeah, just yeah.
Now representing Russia.
Yeah. Oh. No. No blowjobs for Russia.
No blowjobs for Russia. I
There's
think
lots of people in Russia that still deserve a blowjob.
that Ukraine war is going to be over very quick if they're not.
If they're not getting blowjobs from Matthew, they're gonna.
Yes.
Get out of
world
there.
peace. You just made world peace. Congratulations. Now you
Where
can be
do I
Miss,
go next?
Miss America.
What atrocity would you like me to
got-
end next?
I got Vladimir Putin and Zelensky in the same room, sucked him off at once, and now everything's fine.
Yes, they're cum pals. It's like blood brothers, but
What an interesting energy we're bringing in going into the new year.
I don't know what's happening.
this is so. My heart feels better. I don't think I'm going to cut my hair tonight.
Don't
Yeah.
cut your hair on your own
I'm a
anytime.
cutter.
Oh my god, no. No, absolutely not.
Well, my armpits are sweating. That was such a good riff on BJ's.
Good BJ riff, everybody.
All right.
Good
It's-
beach riff.
Good. We've done an hour. This has been.
That's an hour?
That was an hour. Are you? Is there
What time
anything
is
else
it?
you want to say before we say goodbye to everyone and thank them for watching our Christmas videos on our Instagram and our Facebook, and have us come visit and
Have us come
do
visit.
the comedies. We're a good hang afterwards.
I should
I
have written
drink.
down.
Do the comedies.
I do a bunch of vodka afterwards, and then Matthew drives me home.
Yeah. And we get turkey sandwiches. We shame eat them in the car.
Shame eat them in the car.
I don't know. It depends on when this comes out. Like I could plug things, but I don't know. when
This is gonna
2 weeks.
drop in 2 weeks because we got Ian Aber. Everyone would have just listened to Ian Aber, so yeah, it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So what date is that?
Oh baby.
Today's the 4th. So
I
it'd
don't
be
do
the
dates.
28th.
Ian drops. You are gonna drop on the night of the 15th, morning of the 16th.
Oh.
You okay, Matthew?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, February?
I hate
15th,
talking
16th?
No, January.
Oh shit. These come out weekly.
Yeah, we gotta get.
I'm glad you're watching my podcast, Matthew.
I watch when it's people I like.
That's you're not the first person to come on my show who is a very close friend who's like, wait, you ask people what kind of nerd they are? I'm like, that's literally like the whole thing.
Listen, you can't expect any of your friends or family to listen or watch
They
the
already
thing.
see
You
me
get
enough.
you get like one or two. Oh, you started comedy. I'll come out to a set. Then they stop. But like after that, no one's supporting you. You gotta find people that don't know you already.
People who want to giggle in their hearts about light topics like shame and unliving yourself could come and listen to the Amy Brown Nerdy 4 podcast.
If you
It's on brand.
want to see people talk about tragic things and not cry but smile,
In a fun way. I did not have sexual relations with
that
What is
woman.
this?
that woman.
With that woman.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Like Bill Clinton, like fucking
My-
20 years ago riffs left for.
My thumb popped up and I
she
slipped
just-
into it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's how you get real relatable with the kids is to do some old Bill Clinton.
Clinton. I
Bill
see,
how you find your
riff,
people.
baby.
see, that's one of the things when you
Speaking
get.
of people who made it off of blowjobs, round of applause for Monica Lewinsky.
Yes. Yes, she gets to do the
She's-
U.S.
Yeah.
Yes, like the president.
Yeah.
Oh, what if it's only the presidents that you're allowed to do the BJs for, and then you can
Oh,
fill out your
Trudeau.
Model UN?
So only war criminals.
Well, yeah. Everyone who's in charge has to do a little bit of war some of the time, right?
Yeah.
Even Canada.
I would blow their prime minister.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's really hot.
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau.
Absolutely.
Trudeau.
100%.
He did blackface.
Yeah.
did.
But they don't
But
have.
apparently, who didn't? I don't. Like, that's
Yeah,
what we've
this
learned.
This is what I'm talking about. Pockets
Doesn't make
of
it
time.
okay.
The longer
No,
you,
of course not. But like,
But
oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
gosh.
the longer you live, the more pockets of time you have, the more opportunity to stick your foot in it.
Yeah, the more chances you have to do blackface. Sorry for everyone that didn't do blackface yet.
It's
no
out now. You
longer-
missed it. You missed
You
the
missed your
pocket
up-
of time.
I feel the same way about Hawaiian necklaces and shirts. That's cultural appropriation, and eventually, I think
So
people. are,
if I were you, Amy, I would not put blackface and Hawaiian shirts on the same level.
I'm just saying, like, we're moving towards a direction. Yes, absolutely. I completely agree. Don't get me in trouble.
No, but I
yeah,
have a hard
it's
time
not the
explaining this to my brother. Like,
thing. Is he always walking around the house in blackface?
no, but we.
You're like, Jesus, how many times do I have to say?
But like, you don't know what we're doing currently that is going to be deemed
Inappropriate.
culturally insensitive.
Yes,
later.
I agree. Uh-huh.
Because he talks, he was talking about, he was roasting Tina Fey and how terrible of a person she is. And
Is she?
She had an episode of 30 Rock with a character in blackface. That made it onto network television like 20 years ago. No, not even 20 years ago. When did 30 Rock come out?
She slipped in under
like,
the
2007?
wire.
Yeah, in like 2000s.
So,
I did not see that.
yeah. So like 15 years ago, that was deemed by a network censor to be okay. And now we're looking back at it like, and she addressed it during her Mark Twain Prize
Oh, she
speech
did?
where she was like, I hope after the end of this they have to write, if you win the Mark Twain Prize for humor, what a terrifying acceptance speech to have to give, because it's like 15 minutes long and you just want a prize for being funny. So it better be good.
It better kill.
And hers did.
All
And at
slappers.
the end of it, she goes, at the end of the day, she's like, I just want people to talk about my work the way we do Mark Twain's. Wow, that's actually pretty racist. Which is a great joke to end on, because it was like right as she was coming into this like controversy of like people are looking back at her older work being like, this isn't okay. But
yeah.
by the standards of
that
2007,
time.
it was. We have changed. And I was like, David, you will be shocked. And because he was being so judgmental of people. And I'm like, you will be shocked about what you're saying today.
He was being
what
a real
you're
younger
doing.
brother, it sounds like.
I was like, well, he's being a real Gen Z. But it was like, what you're doing today, something you're doing today, guaranteed. You are a white male. Something you're doing today is going to be deemed by someone to be inappropriate later.
Well,
You're going
especially-
to learn from that,
Oh my
stop
God.
doing
Especially for
it.
Gen Z, most of the vernacular and slang they use is just taken from black culture.
Yes.
Like, and they're just reappropriate. They're just appropriating it. Where it's just which is a very funny like.
Exactly.
Most all the shit that Gen Z says is just taken from black culture, and then they say it unironically without any realization that they have appropriated black culture.
Yes. They also say no homo.
They say it ironically, though.
Yeah.
Is
They're
that
all gay now because of
They're
school
all gay.
shootings, so they don't have time to wait to come out. They got to do it right away.
They all
The stuff in
are.
the water.
They are
It's
all
made
gay.
of freaking frogs gay.
Yeah. Once
Yeah.
again, though, I think it's just because they realize their mortality because they have to do active shooter drills. So it's like, you know what? I want to suck a dick, y'all. I want to suck. I was hiding in the closet with 30 other classmates because we're overcrowded, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm a little gay.
Yeah.
Ain't got
Good
time.
for them. Can
Honestly.
you imagine having the active shooter? Like, that's
I went through
terrifying.
substitute teacher training, and we had to talk about how to lead active shooter drills.
Yeah.
And I was like, I
And then
don't ever
Matthew
wanna
was
have to
like,
do
I'm
this.
going to open the door and ring a bell.
No, Joel, there's kids in there. I'm only a danger to myself.
No, that's what I'm saying. You'll take them down.
And then
Yeah,
start
no.
running. Take all your clothes off. and
No,
run
but they were
naked.
like, you have the hard part of that training, and I don't know if this is
Oh,
how
we're
much
making it
darker
dark
can we
again.
get? But it was like
Child
you have
shootings
to
is
close and lock the door, and if there's a student in the hallway outside banging on the door, you have to tell them no.
That's ridiculous. Just quick let them in and lock the door
But
again.
what if they're the shooter and they're lying?
Because they're also going to pull attention by making noise. Oh,
That's
yes,
what I'm
there's little
terrified.
mirrors
That's what I'm
you
saying,
can
but that's
see.
the thing where you say, but what?
Little windows.
Because they could be the shooter lying, and then they come in.
They could be using the
boom, boom. They
the
kill you.
shooter could know that they're trying to get in and use them as
Yeah.
a shield, like it, or they could be the shooter
yeah,
themselves.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't know what it is.
So we're assuming that there's not a window that you're looking through to see.
What if we just stop having kids and stop as a species? What if we just let
Honestly.
crows take over?
Dude,
Dude,
have
if you
babies.
have children, good for you. But guess what? They just go and they leave. So what's the point? And your
Jesus
heart breaks.
Christ.
And your existential
All right,
crisis.
well, thanks everyone.
You've
This has been
done this
Nerdy
right.
Flow. Welcome to 2024. We gave up.
I'm so glad I came back to do this and bum everyone out.
I'm okay.
Did we get too dark?
Oh no! I'm glad you didn't murder yourself while your mom was still alive. Oh God.
That would have killed her.